Hey, it's Dino, and you are at Horizontal Pinstripes. And if you're here by mistake, pull up a chair, sit around, because I think you're going to enjoy what we have. I'm joined by my cohorts as usual, Boy Mitch, and of course, Jake the Snake. Last night's Yankee game was a good one. Of course, I was watching the game with my wife, who was bored, and I ended up watching a movie, and I missed 90% of the game. However, I did catch all the replays and all the highlights, and Ben Rice is Ben Rice, and we're hitting the ball, and we're doing things, but there was a little bit of bad news. Mitch, why don't you clue us in?
Giancarlo Stanton, day-to-day, with some leg tightness. And with him being the way that he is, like I mentioned before, he's very much a glass cannon. So either you're going to have him at 100% or he's just going to be in a freaking ditch somewhere, So, I mean, that's the best way to put it, like you have to treat him very carefully because, again, it goes back to the bag of chips thing. It's like the way he's built is just not normal. And if you don't take care of your body in a different way from how others do, then it can be an issue.
So what are they going to do? They're going to. I know the Yankees historically don't rush injury guys back.
No,
especially look at Rodon, look at Volpe, look at Cole.
Yeah,
I mean, and it goes back and back. It goes back 20, 25 years.
Oh, absolutely.
But who are they bringing up? Jake?
The first two names come to mind are good old Jason Dominguez and Spencer Jones, and I feel like right now it's probably Dominguez because he's got that little bit more of experience with the team from last year. And a quick little, hey, spur of the moment, you're coming up. I feel like they don't want to bring up Jones in this kind of instance. They want to bring him up with confidence that this is his time.
Yeah, and I mean the Martian has dirt in his spikes too.
Yeah, so I feel like,
and the Yankees are treating Spencer Jones kind of like they do with all their freaking prospects. Where they're being
wait until they're 35 and then bring
exactly, and then they're a waste.
So I feel like they're gonna wait when they do make the move for Jones. If he doesn't get traded at whatever point, I feel like when they call him up, it's gonna be like his time. They're not gonna just spur the moment, bring him up. Where Dominguez, I feel like is more likely to, hey, come on up for a week and a half to 2 weeks, fill in, take advantage of this opportunity, see what you give us, but. As our Stanton's going to be back at some point.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think that makes a lot of sense. And you look at the makeup currently, the guys who aren't hitting in the lineup, really, I mean, and you got to give Jazz a little bit of credit. He made an adjustment apparently, and he's hitting the ball a little bit better. He looked better at the plate. But the guys who aren't hitting, and I mean, these are guys that are not hitting, and I'm circling in on two specifically.
I'm circling in on 3.
Well, I'm gonna go.
Let's hear it.
And they're doing 4. I'm gonna go with. I'm going with Wells.
Yep.
Wells is not even offering competitive at bats, and also Grissom. Grissom, I've always said this. He's got a very sleepy game.
It's a perfect.
I don't really like that. He just kind of seems like he's just snoozing all the time.
He's very lackadaisical.
He reminds me a little bit of Mickey Rivers, just a little bit. But Mickey Rivers could hit. Grissom cannot, and I think what's going to happen maybe they give Dominguez a spot start in center and see what he can do. I mean, I feel like if you look around the league right now, nobody in the American League is really just blowing it up. It's outside of the Yankees. Now, we haven't played anybody, but our record is way better than everybody else's. And everybody else is like middling. And I mean,
still early, kind of figuring it out.
Yeah.
But we're slowly getting to the point now where it's like, you got to figure it out.
I think we can handle, our lineup can handle a young 22, 23-year-old who has been tearing it up in AAA and really has nothing left to prove except, hey, I can catch a ball now.
I think apart from the A's and Tampa series, which we covered last week, they should have done better then. But at the same breath of air, I feel like they kind of overachieved the last few games between Kansas City, Boston, and now with the 12-4 win last night against Houston. I mean, we talk about it all the time. I don't think this is a lineup built to win. I mean, you already touched on Grisham. We got freaking Randall Grichuk to do what? Strike out all the time and grounded to double plays.
He's here to face lefties, and so far he hasn't
performed.
Yeah.
And then of course McMahon, your boy Caballero and Rosario. Those are the guys that are showing up.
My third baseman.
Right now, they need to, in my opinion, ride the hot hand. We were entering this year at third base with it being a platoon as is. Okay, it wasn't like McMahon's going to get a bunch of starts, majority as is. It's just going to be based on who's starting that day. And honestly, who's hot? And right now, I don't even need to say who's hot. We know who's hot. It's Rosario. So I'm starting him majority of the time right now until he kind of comes off his hot streak. And you like to hope by then McMahon kind of gets things more in gear a little bit offensively. He's starting to show. I love the strategy of bringing him in the seventh inning onward. If we have a comfortable lead,
I'm fine with that.
Lock it in.
Defensive replacement, exactly.
I just
lock it in.
I just hope they're not too stubborn in their ways like they kind of can be. And they go, McMahon's our guy. He's our guy. We're going to ride with it, ride or die. And then you end up dying because they're too stubborn.
You can do that with one guy in your lineup, I think, especially a lineup like the Yankees. They have some guys that can bang the ball a little bit. But you can't do that with three guys. You can't have a McMahon, you can't have a Wells, and you can't have a Grissom struggling in a lineup. That's
and a Grichuk.
Lineup.
Oh, and then say shortstop too, Caballero or Volpe. Probably Volpe when he gets back too,
Oh, here's the thing too. Volpe went 0 for 4 last night. 2 strikeouts. Okay, now, is that something to be concerned about? Well, that's typical Volpe, in my opinion. His strikeouts are high. I don't see a lot of excitement. I'll tell you what I see in Volpe is I see somebody who almost feels like he's supposed to have first base or shortstop. Like he's the guy. He's the one. He's the heir apparent, and
almost like as if he feels like he deserves it.
He's entitled. He's entitled, and I don't think he is.
He's not proven it.
I think Caballero is adequate. I think he brings excitement. I think he brings exuberance. And I think he's more talented.
I think he brings more tool. I mean, it's going to sound weird to say. I think he brings a little more tools to the table. I just like his defense. I'm sitting here watching a couple plays, but I don't know if Volpe gets that runner at first. I don't think so.
His energy too, and he gives me kind of vibes of Didi. I
can see that.
Steady Eddie kind of just there.
I love Didi. Didi was just in those 3 years that we had him.
Well, I love him too.
When we had the baby bombers,
he was solid.
Didi was that guy.
I think
20 home runs, 80 RBIs, solid shortstop. Tabby kind of gives me that vibe. And he seems hungry. He seems hungry for that position.
I think
so. When Volpe comes back, the Yankees, as they typically do, hand the job back to Volpe because the unwritten rule is, well, you can't lose your job when you're injured. I have a problem with that. I think you can lose your job anytime you're not hitting, and anytime you feel like you're entitled. I think baseball is one of these games where it's not like football, where you sign a contract, you play, and if somebody's better comes along, well, then you're moved, you're gone. Baseball seems to be they let you hang on, and you kind of have to keep proving yourself. Mm-hmm. But if you're in a situation like the Yankees, where you basically gift a guy a position, and you're stubborn about it, meaning the Yankees, they just let this guy kind of languish, middling, and he's been on a downward spiral a little bit, and he's not adjusting. He's not worthy of the position.
The clock is ticking.
It's been 3 years.
It's been long enough to where look, you got dirt in your spikes, and
you said that already. You can't say that again.
No, I'm gonna say it again, and good, gotta help. You've already had your freaking hurrah in the big leagues for 3 years now. This is your 4th year. Like, you can tighten up. Like, this is the time to, like, dude, your highest batting average in any of your freaking seasons was like, what, 240?
At best. I don't think it was that. It might have been. But.
And, like, he still has that freaking ignorant uppercut swing. And it's just like, dude, your whole makeup, the Yankees were bringing you up to be was, you know, a stolen base guy. You know, just a ruckus on the bases. And you're trying to hit homers all the time. It's just like, that's not your job.
Look what happens is you've got a guy like that who comes up. He's put into a lineup that has a lot of firepower, and maybe he hits one. Now he thinks, ooh, this is what I'm supposed to do. Mm-hmm. And the Yankees are always trying to get you to lift the ball.
And that's most of baseball today, too.
I do, and I don't know that that's necessarily a good thing, because you got some guys that's just not the way they should hit.
Yeah.
You know, square the ball up, level swing, slight uppercut. Look at Chisholm. Look at Chisholm the last, just prior to this change that he made, this subtle change. He took a swing at a pitch that I'm telling you, it was a straight up, I mean, it was straight up. Okay. Yeah. It had to be 100 degrees straight up. Like, you are not going to hit a ball like that.
He does that. He does that all the time.
I'll give a quick...
Volpe, no, real quick. Volpe should be a gap-to-gap hitter.
Agreed. Yeah. I think, as we close out Volpe here, give a little update with Boone had said the other day, where he's apparently, according to Boone, 10 to 2 weeks away from being back. So, I mean, do we feel like...
He's with Somerset right now.
Yeah, but, I mean, he's...
No, he's not. He's with
Scranton.
He's with Scranton.
Oh, he's with Scranton now.
So he's, let's just say the long...
They're actually in Richmond.
2 weeks.
Oh, damn.
So let's, say they pick the back-end date, 2 weeks out, right? So he's going to be back in 2 weeks at the latest. Do we feel like, as we kind of bow tie Volpe here, Caballero has separated himself enough to where he applies pressure to Volpe, because we know Volpe's going to have the job when he gets back, but has Caballero applied enough pressure to where if Volpe stinks it up for a month and a half, our fan base and organization itself going to be like, hey, we got to, slowly make a change here?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't. I was kind of thinking, I wonder if Caballero can play second. Well, now Grissom or Jazz is starting to hit. Can Caballero play third? I don't know.
I think he'll still find, last year when we had Volpe, Caballero was still playing a decent amount of games. He wasn't a starter every day, but they kind of bounced him around like that rover kind of player, because he can play a little outfield. He can play multiple infield spots. I don't want to lose him as a player, because he does bring a solid level of play. He's not going to hit. But just about everything else, he's a sound player.
But he's hitting okay.
Yeah. And honestly, is Volpe going to hit either? Let's be real.
He's not hitting 130, 140 like somebody else in the outfield.
So I'm going to put myself out here and say, if it's me, I'm keeping Caballero, because the only thing you can argue Volpe's better at than Caballero is his bat, and they're not much big of a difference. Volpe's not much better, really, anything offensively.
Nothing. So let's segue a little bit to Fried and what's going on with Matt Blake. I mean, we got reinforcements on the way. How far out are they? Again, the Yankees go slow. Rodon pitched in high A and obviously dominated. I would expect as much. But Fried came out and pitched an absolute gem the other night.
Yes,
Schlittler followed up with an absolute gem the other night. Our starters are going longer, which is limiting the exposure to our bullpen, which is, I think, our Achilles heel. I don't see anybody coming up out of the depths or a move being made anytime soon to bolster the bullpen outside of maybe when these guys come into the rotation. Probably Heel is going to go. I don't think Weathers will go. I know last week I said maybe it might be a good idea for Cole to bring that leadership, that bulldog mentality. I still think that, in my opinion, is the way to go, although I don't know that they would do that.
And going back to last week with your whole John Smoltz comparison,
yes,
I am 100% down for that, because, again, like I said, I feel like he would lock in to that position. Whatever the team needs to win a championship, he's going to do it. He's that bulldog, like you said.
Yeah, I do. I agree, and I hope that our bullpen gets straightened out. We don't have to do that, and we can just slot these guys in, move a couple guys out. But who's the other guy that goes?
Well, I think
you think it's going to be Heel. It's certainly not going to be Schlittler.
Real quick, I'll
Warren?
say
I think it's going to be Warren. I think Warren.
Really?
I think
He pitched
Warren
great.
is.
yeah, I don't think it's
He
Warren.
did. But at the same time, you're eventually going to have logjam here where, I mean, who's going to get it more?
All right, I'm going to float something. 6-man rotation.
I'm fine with that.
I mean, you don't want to expose our guys that were just injured, Cole number 1, because you want to ease them in.
And Rodon too.
And Rodon's less injured, but less of a severe injury.
Yeah.
But you're looking at, somebody like Cole, who, they come off of that surgery after 18 months. They're easing in. You're usually not good until the following year. That's when.
Yeah.
So why not go to a 6-man?
I like it.
And then you're strong throughout the whole season. And you know what? Why not?
Pitching's
I
a
didn't
strength
see any
of ours
reason-
right now.
Right.
And
Why not?
I'm not giddy of moving a starting pitcher, especially so Mitch, you said Warren was like your first name. Mine is probably Heel right now, and I'm not giddy to moving either or to the bullpen just because
It
don't
would
know how
be
translates.
Heel then Warren.
Okay. I'm just not
But
giddy.
who would be your second one, Jake, if you had to move a second one?
That's when it gets tricky because I don't want to move Ryan Weathers out of the rotation. I like what he brings, and
I don't think he's the guy for the bullpen.
I don't think so
just
either.
Don't think so either.
I think that further kind of validates your thought of the 6-man, and it just coincides with the amount of pitchers we have, which is a great problem to have, along with the fact that we got 2 top dogs in the rotation coming back that could use a little time just to ease back in.
Now, Ron, you pitched pro ball, so I'm going to ask you this question as far as the rotation is concerned. Depending on certain developments, we could see a situation where we have 3 lefties starting in the rotation. How do you feel about that?
As a fellow lefty yourself.
I think major league hitters should be able to hit lefties or righties, although you don't see so many lefties. To roll that many lefties out back to back to back isn't necessarily a great thing unless they break them up a little bit, but it's more about what's the dynamic of the lefty. Is he a junker? Does he throw hard? Are his balls breaking down and dirty somewhere? If there's a noticeable difference between the personalities of those 3 pitchers, or however many lefties you want to run out, I have no issue with it. One of the things that I look at is, number one, are the pitches that are being thrown, are they competitive? Are they doing what they're, are they dynamic is the word I'm trying to find. And if you've got a guy like Randy Johnson who's just blowing smoke, well, you don't necessarily want to come right back with another guy that's blowing smoke. You maybe want somebody who...
Like a Jamie Moore.
Yeah, somebody who shapes it a little bit differently. Somebody who's not
That's another lefty, but
Right.
he's a very touch and feel different pitcher. Completely different look.
You know, I just look at it as, I don't necessarily think it's a huge deal. But I do think that it could be an issue as long as the personality and the dynamics of those pitchers are different.
I think, and you made great points. I think the dynamic between all 3 of these guys are unique. You know, Max Fried, he's a bulldog, but he's also very touch and feel. He's old, he's almost Maddox-like with his
pitches.
Yeah,
dude, he's a true pitcher.
Rodon, just an absolute animal out there.
Gonna try to empower you.
Exactly.
Fried's not gonna try and do that. So
and
that's a different look.
then Ryan Weathers, he's more careful.
Well, I think Ryan Weathers is more like a Rodon.
Yes, he's got a little more velocity.
But I'll tell you something about
He does have velo.
I'll tell you something about Rodon that when he first came to the Yankees, The knock on him was he's not always healthy, and the other knock on him is he's very emotional.
And he only throws a fastball, slider, 2-pitch guy. That's it.
And he was getting beat up a little bit, and he struggled, and he got booed, and he had a meltdown, and his career could have seriously gone 2 different ways.
Yeah.
And thankfully, he chose the way that he chose, and I think he really kind of reinvented himself in the Bronx, and now he's beloved, and he's also a heck of a pitcher. I think Weathers is similar. I think Weathers, I'm not going to say that he's no, I'm not going to say that. I think Weathers is similar in that they both attack hitters in a similar way. I just think Rodon might be a little bit more advanced.
Yes, I think Weathers is still growing more because he's coming from Miami, and this is his first season with the Yankees, a new organization. And let's be honest, I feel like most people would agree that the Yankees, as of now, can develop pitchers better than Miami.
I mean, that can really, do something to your psyche. Like, holy shit, I'm wearing the pinstripes now, and
just new philosophy. It's like
exactly.
changing jobs. You're 9 to 5.
And I mean, not everybody can handle that. And he went out and absolutely dusted the Red Sox. So
again, just a reality check, though. We haven't really played anyone that is, you're looking at it and going, oh my gosh.
And it's great that we've won 9 out of the last 12, but at the same time, the Angels was kind of a back and forth kind of thing, which honestly, I feel like we should have won at least 3 out of 4 against them.
Well,
and then, but we dusted the Royals, we dusted the Red Sox, but the problem goes back even further when it's just sitting there like, why aren't we performing against the A's? Why aren't we performing against Tampa? These are weak teams.
Well,
I got an answer, I feel like.
Go ahead.
So I feel like right now, within that first rough stretch of the season that you mentioned, Mitch, what sticks out to me was our bullpen was used the most within that window.
Yeah.
As we know, our bullpen's a weakness right now. What sticks out to me within this recent stretch with the back end of the Royals series, us kind of pulling out those victories in the Angels series, and then currently against Houston, is that our starting rotation, they are doing more than their job.
And
they're crushing right now. So it's taking pressure off the bullpen. We're seeing less innings out of the bullpen. And we're not having someone like Brent Hedrick, who I think we all like, but we don't want to see him coming in like the 8th inning,
exactly,
and trying to save the day here. So.
And in perfect timing to mention the starting pitching again. I mean, you look at the starting rotation recently. So you had Cammy, 8 innings, 1 earned run. Freed, 8 innings, 0 earned run. Heel, 6.1, 0 earned runs. Weathers, 7.1, 0 earned runs.
That's your key right there.
Warren, 7 innings, 2 earned runs, which, Warren kind of reminds me of Clarkie. So, okay. And then Schlitty, again, before the Boston series, 6 innings, 0
They're all
runs.
running deep.
I mean, they're all running deep.
And again, today, where guys, it's like, we'll just take 5 out of you, or 4 2/3, and we're happy, 2-run ball, 3-run ball. Our guys are going deep. Like, this is great, and they honestly can't afford to go 5 innings.
And going back to Ron's comment about the whole Garrett Cole and Rodon situation, I think it's a good problem to have, because you're looking at summertime with the possibility of just having all these freaking horses in the bullpen.
Well, can you imagine going, just throw it out there. You pick a team. You have a 3 or 4 game series, and you face Cole, Fried, Rodon, Schlitter.
You're in trouble.
That's formidable. And then you on top of that, 3 of the 4 are going to go deep. And then now their bullpen's going to be rested.
Mm-hmm.
The bullpen's not going to be exposed.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that at some point we're going to get a reality check, and there's going to be a reset, and there's going to be some guys getting knocked around a little bit. But that's baseball. That's going to happen.
Yep.
I want to ask you guys another question. So our pitching, our starting pitching, has been a strength, and I think we knew going into the season that it had the potential to be, a beast.
Yeah, they're starting to really lock in.
Our lineup is, like you said earlier, not built to win. I actually kind of agree with that.
Really?
I do. I think
counter after you go ahead.
I just don't think we have you can't have 3 guys exposed. So let me ask you a question.
It's more.
We're dealing with position of strength in starting pitching. Don't worry, that was just my mouth.
Yeah,
my teeth fell out.
Yeah, nice.
So let me ask you a question though. Our bullpen, it is what it is. Our starting pitching is a strength. Our lineup is weak, I think. We're a third of it. 33% of our lineup can't hit worth a crap. Might as well take a pool noodle up to the plate.
Correct.
We've got some guys down below. Any chance, can you think of a situation, a scenario where we would maybe parlay a starting pitcher and maybe parlay prospect to get somebody who can athletic, somebody who can hit? And what position would it be?
I mean, position of needs that I don't think we agree that Wells has been
He's garbage.
Yeah, with the bat, it's horrible. Let's be honest. I don't think they're going to change that, and I think that's not an easy trade to make either for the position of catcher.
Sometimes I want to call up Jose Molina. He's 50, but he could probably do that.
And I don't think anything's going to happen at shortstop either. And the more I see like how they're using Rosario McMahon, I honestly don't foresee them doing anything at 30 either, especially with McMahon locked in for $20 million a year for the next couple of years. So
20 million.
Those are the 3 positions that come to my mind: shortstop, third base, and catcher. And I think
center.
That one would be the very next one. And honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing a change if Grisham.
20 million deep.
Yeah,
it's prorated because you're figuring we're already what, sixth of the season is over, something like that. So they don't owe him 20. It's probably closer to 18.
I wouldn't mind seeing a change mid-season if they go and get aggressive and like, hey, we've got our guy, we're gonna make a trade. We have an influx of pitching. Let's take advantage of that. Because I think center would be more likely.
Farting. Did one of you guys fart?
I think it's your dog.
Good
I think
God,
it's your dog. Cool. But
old goat.
I would like to see that. I think that would be the position that's the easiest to make the trade and have improvement with over Grisham. I don't see the Yankees doing that either because they're going to be like, hey, we've paid him $20 million. We've got to stick to that, and we've got to, we can't go above the certain dollar amount we're already at, and this and that, and we don't want to have to pay more luxury tax dollars, even though the amount of revenue we make is ridiculous.
So keep that because I'll get to a point.
Mm-hmm.
So you're tracking exactly where I thought you would track and how you would track. You got to you're saying I wouldn't mind a center field change. Okay, so what if we went out and we said, we're going to find a center fielder who's a great leadoff guy. We don't have a leadoff guy.
No.
A guy who is a true table setter, who can go deep in a pitch count, who can steal a base if you need him to, who can hit the ball to all fields if you need him to. Not necessarily going to bang the ball. Does anybody come to mind?
It'd be an absolute chef's kiss because we haven't had a leadoff hitter since prime DJ LeMay.
And I think the bag kind of got fumbled a couple years ago with Benintendi. He was definitely that guy. Like he was kind of like that Kenny Lofton guy, where he was just he's there for his speed.
I don't know. Kenny Lofton is
contact. Yes, he is. He should be.
Is not.
Well,
to answer your question, Ron, I can't really think of a name that comes to my mind that checks all those boxes. That's like
Crow Armstrong.
That we
I know they're not going to trade him.
That's what I'm saying. That we can.
But
trade
a guy along those lines. He's a guy in San Diego.
So Jackson Merrill.
They're not going to
Jackson Merrill. Yeah,
somebody
they're not
like
gonna
that.
Get rid of him.
What I'm noticing here is,
what about Cedric Mullins?
I don't want him. I don't think he's much better than Grisham.
Well, my problem with Cedric Mullins is like he fell off freaking.
Yeah, he hasn't been good for the past 2 years.
He was an all-star for the first 2 years, and then he just absolutely imploded.
So you don't think you don't think there's anybody even out there?
No, I think we're gonna.
The game has changed
with what we got. And
so you don't think there's anybody out there? This is our lineup.
Probably, and I think the more we touch on like what are the key weaknesses position wise, and we like speak about it, I'm noticing a trend here: center field, shortstop, catcher, third base. These are all positions that are not easy to develop offensively,
and you got to be strong up the middle.
Yeah, because you got Belly and Judge.
These are prime positions,
but then you got Mr. Lackadaisical in center. And again, going back to the whole Volpe situation, like, we don't know how they're going to handle that with Cap.
Well, let me ask a question. And this is my point, kind of a roundabout point. Doesn't seem like there's anybody out there. Doesn't seem like we're going to do anything. I do appreciate what you said about the Yankees aren't going to go any higher, and we're going to hear that usual spiel. Can Caballero play outfield?
Yeah, he has. They when we first got him, the Rays were tinkering with him last year for his first time in his career to play a little right field, a little bit of left field, and then when we traded for him, the Yankees used him in right field a little bit.
He's almost Zobrist-like.
But why
Rosario's the same way. They kind of can roam around.
Why not move? Well, I got a plan for Rosario, but why not move Bellinger to center?
Yeah.
He could do it.
Grisham sits his ass down, and then you slot Caballero
left field
into left, and you let him lead off.
And then Volpe's going to be at shortstop because that's what the Yankees
do. And you let Volpe bat 8, 7, 8, somewhere down in the lineup. Wells, sadly, I agree with you. I don't think they're going to do a thing.
I think they like Wells. I think they've probably accepted by this point. They might have a little bit of hope left in the tank for him to maybe turn something around. But I think they've kind of accepted that. At least I'm starting to. He's going to work well with the pitching staff. He's not like Gary Sanchez where he can't block the ball in the dirt.
No, he's
a good framer. He's a good framer. And his arm is like the only thing defensively that leads to desire.
Either of you guys remember when he was first coming up, there was some excitement.
Buzz.
But they said, he's a hit first catcher.
Ever since he was drafted.
Yes, he's a hit first guy. He's going to have to grow defensively. There was comparisons made to Gary Sanchez. Not as much power, but he hits. Mm-hmm. He hits.
When they drafted him, they said he's more likely to move the first base in due time.
Right, and here's what I've seen, and tell me if you don't see the same thing. It seems like he's always in an 0-2 count. Yep. Always 1-2, 0-2. You're not going to hit when you're 0-2, 1-2.
Well, he's always swinging a freaking garden hose.
Well, he takes too many pitches.
That too. His at-bats, as you said, they're just not competitive. I feel like the other player, it's McMahon, they're both just not competitive at-bats. If I'm watching a game, there's certain guys, I go, Aaron Judge, Ben Bryce, Cody Bellinger, then I'm like, or Jazz when he's right. I'm going to sit there, and if I got to go to the bathroom, I'm late. I'm watching the at-bat. When McMahon, or in this case, Wells comes up, that's my chance to go use the bathroom.
Exactly.
I'm going to the bathroom.
It's a genuine last.
It's the sixth inning.
Man, it's drenching. Grisham.
It's the sixth inning. I've drank some water. And
Grisham's up.
Yeah.
It's 4 guys out of our freaking lineup. It's just like...
Oh, they're not all playing at the same time.
I understand that, but at the same time, it's just like, dude, like, something's got to give.
I'll say this. I do agree with the general points of our lineup that there's certainly more to be desired and more tapped into. I think if this lineup's going to be successful like they were last year...
I really think they're overachieving right now.
Really? I'll say this. I think there's way more to be had, but I think the issues are still major issues, and I agree with. What's to be had, in my opinion, is Grisham, I don't expect him to repeat last year. We all agree with that. So expect that as a loss.
Correct.
So and then Judge hasn't done anything. He's hit some home runs, that's it. He'll get going. So he'll get going. Judge. Ben Rice has been Ben Rice. So nothing out of Judge. Stan's been pretty good. Nothing out of Jazz.
He's hung in there.
Those are 2 of the best players offensively at their respective positions.
Bellinger's been Bellinger.
Bellinger's starting to turn around. He's been fine as a recent.
I'm fine with Belly.
So I'm trying to think who else has been underperforming based upon
needs. Let me hit the pause button a little bit because we're coming up on it, and I want to give each of you guys an opportunity, looking back over the week, maybe even going back a little bit further to where we are right now. What could make us better? What going forward you could say, you know what, I like what I'm seeing, or I like what I'm seeing, but I think we could do this and be even better. Either one of you, I want one thing, and then we're going to wrap this bad boy up.
I got a unique answer. I'll say time. Just time, because I'm listing off like 2 perennial offensive bats in Jazz and Judge, and you can say McMahon's going to do... I'm not expecting the world out of him, but he can't do any worse than he's doing now. Some other guys on this roster that give him time, and they're going to perform up to their means, if not better, which will then make this lineup not as bad as it is now, so then it can take the pressure off of like Volpe and McMahon and others that we can't really expect a lot out of offensively. So I think those guys are going to step up and play like they usually do because they have the track record of doing so. So time.
And you throw Grisham in there.
No, he's the caveat. I will not throw Grisham in there.
Okay.
He does not have the track record for me to confidently say that like others do.
Okay, Mitch?
The Volpe situation concerns me, going back to that. For once, I'm not worried about our starting pitching. Of course, like we said, our bullpen, there's a lot of concern there. But I think with time, like Jake said, there could be development there where these guys
specifically, what about Volpe?
Get there. Volpe is kind of brushing off Cabby or Rosario. Like just all of a sudden, like, oh, okay, you just came back, but now you get the position again. And I don't like that. It kind of feels a little dirty to me. Especially when these guys are really, really fighting for their positions to be on this team,
so
in this lineup.
You feel like once the Yankees kind of make the decision at some point in due time that Cabby might be the better option, then this could kind of help. Like right. Ron had asked, this could kind of be the supplemental piece and help this team kind of go.
Yeah, okay. I agree.
All right, well, I'm going to go give mine. And I'm going to go with, and I'm expecting that this is all going to happen maybe third, fourth week of May. I think we're going to hear, not now, but I think we're going to, 6-man rotation. I think we're going to hear it, and I think we're going to slowly move that direction because Will Warren cannot come out of this starting line.
I agree.
Starting rotation.
He cannot. He's been one of our guys.
He's showing, and I said, mark my words, I said early in our podcast.
You did. You called it.
I said, this guy is going to get some Cy Young votes this year. And I really believe that. I think this guy is the real deal. I think Schlittler's getting all the headlines, and rightly so. But don't sleep on Warren.
And
I think
kind of
Warren
goes with vanilla take.
Yes.
He's quietly good.
He's
and underrated.
Sneaky good.
Yeah, exactly. Sneaky good.
And he is a guy to be reckoned with. And think about this, too. This goes along with that. You've got Hole, your number 1, Fried, your number 2, Schlittler, a number 3. Can you imagine how many 3s are Schlittler in this league?
Are 4.
I'm telling you.
It's crazy.
Will Warren on any other team is like a 3 right now.
Exactly.
Some teams a 2.
Exactly. So you look at that and go, okay, if we just hit a little bit, we're going to be in every game. And that's really, I think, what the Yankees are aiming at. I really do. But our bullpen has to be solid because our guys aren't going to be able to go deep every single game. So that's pretty much where I'm at.
Love it.
So let's just give thanks that we're not Met fans.
You are darn right. Let's all. I'm going to silence here. Mets fans here. They just.
Oh, poor Grimace. Poor Grimace.
Yeah, just moment of silence here.
Moment of silence.
Okay. Sorry, Mets fans, but not sorry. You kind of knew what you were getting into when you became a fan.
Yeah, right.
But anyway.
How's Juan Soto doing?
Pretty much.
No, it's not Soto. Soto, he was hurt. He's coming back. He's going to do okay. It's that other guy in the bullpen that I'm worried about.
Yeah, exactly. The one behind him, too. But anyway.
Soto's nah.
We're going to close out Houston here. We're off to a nice start. We're still riding that hot streak post-Boston and KC. Then we've got the Rangers after, so we got Texas back-to-back, and then Baltimore next time we get together. So by the time we are back, they're going to be through 3 series. We're going to have a lot to talk about and see if
we're 9 for 12 right now, so we're riding.
We're going to find out, see within the next week if this rotation can continue its hot streak, if the bullpen.
Give me a quick prediction over those next. We got Houston for two more games, then we got Texas for 3, and then
Baltimore
we got for 4. So
it'll be like a game or 2 left when we get together for Baltimore.
Figure 10 games?
Yeah, I feel like honestly.
What are we going to leave?
I don't know. Mitch, go ahead. What do you got? I got to think about this.
I'm going to go 7-3.
7-3?
7-3.
I'm kind of vibing with that, honestly. 7 out of the 10. So, I feel like that's a very realistic
we go 6-4
outlook. So
6-4. I feel like we're all in general ballpark. I just feel like 6-4. Yeah, because I feel like at some point there's gonna be someone comes out and like say it's like Schultler where like he goes 5 but allows like 3 or 4.
Sure.
And it's not a horrible start, but it's not a shitty start.
That's
then the pen kind of just nah.
Because why not?
But
pick the clip.
Pick the clip. I said last time we got together, Aaron Judge. By the time we meet again, and so far he's still kind of just
middling.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he's gonna wake up at some point. I guess right now. You know what? I'm gonna go Bednar, because I feel like at some point our rotation is elite, but not every night they're gonna be elite, and you can't really expect that. So I think Bednar he needs to be that guy out of the bullpen. We can't have him having a bunch of traffic on the bases and the edge of our seats every night like he is in WBC and this year as well. We need him to lock it down. We can't afford him not to. If he doesn't, this team goes nowhere. So I think he'll lock it in.
He reminds me a little bit of Rafael Soriano?
Mm-hmm.
When Mo got hurt, and then he was our next closer.
Yeah.
I'll step in.
He reminds me of that kind of shakiness where it's just sitting like, sorry, it's just like he was good. He was great.
Yeah.
With Washington, and then we traded for him, and then every now and then he would just have that, that blow up, but like he has so much freaking potential, and that's what I see in Ben.
I feel like he just he hasn't quite looked right yet. Not that he's looked bad, but he just hasn't quite looked like we know he can look.
Exactly.
So that's kind of within the next week or so, I feel like he'll get some more opportunities. And
all right, so what's your pick?
So I got 2 picks.
No, you don't pick.
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
Shut the hell up. Rosario and Kavi. Because I feel like now is the time that they're starting to feel a little pressure by the fact that they know Volpe is on the horizon. So I can see these guys, blowing up in a good way.
Now's their time.
Exactly, to prove themselves. And they've already been doing it. They've been helping carry this team. They're in first place, and they're part of the reason why.
Okay.
What you got, Ron?
Brent Hedrick.
I like it.
I think he's gonna come up big. I think you're gonna see him being put into higher leverage situations because of his effectiveness.
Yeah.
And I think this guy is going to become Tim Hill-esque. And just on a side note, I think Tim Hill needs his own bobblehead day.
Yes, he does.
I would like
Can you imagine?
With the big old mustache.
With the big mustache and then that side-winding arm, how that would look. That would look...
A little Marlboro sponsorship on the side.
A Bud Light.
Well, yes, the side. Get him mid-throw.
Oh, I think it would be an awesome...
Coming down submarine.
Hold on. Alternate jerseys.
Oh, yes.
Do you hate it?
Oh, real quick. Yeah. So what do you feel, Jake?
I don't hate it. I'm more 23 years old, and I'm more of an old school guy, believe it or not. I'm more cool with just keeping it the way it is, but I don't hate it.
Close your eyes and envision it. What's it look like?
It's going to be, I've seen the pictures, it's going to be the away spring training jersey. So it's the navy blue top with the gray New York. It's pretty much what we have now, just with the navy blue body, pretty much. I don't hate it. This is my concern. If it stays this way, I'm cool with it. I don't want an ugly-ass City Connect with some subway train bursting through the station on it. I don't want last names. I don't want our numbers to look like the numbers on the subway station with the circles and the colors. I don't want any of that bullshit. This is the New York Yankees.
Don't hold back, Jake.
I'm cool with the beards. Because if you have a cleaned up beard, yes, I'm cool with that. It's 2026. This isn't 1830. You can have a beard as long as you don't look like Brandon Marsh. Okay.
Yeah, right, with the freaking bacon grease in his hair.
I don't want an ugly jersey. We're the New York Yankees for a reason. We don't stoop down to say the Mets cross town, where they have this weird all gray City Connect with purple on it. Why do they have purple? It's beyond me. I don't get it. Maybe because of Grisham
in Boston all those years with freaking ugly ass beards.
What is up with yellow and
green?
Yes, that too.
Like, okay, the green monster.
Until I see consistent production on Nike and Fanatics with a good City Connect, I don't want one. I haven't seen that consistently.
I'm not a big fan of City Connect, period. I think Washington had a decent one. But I'll tell you what.
Too few.
If I'm thinking about, and I've been around longer than both of you guys combined, and I just think I'm a purist. I like the way that the Yankees have held that tradition. Now there's been slight modifications along the way. So if they're going to do an alternate jersey, I'm okay with it. But then do a modification and go back into your history.
Touch it up a little bit.
And if you recall, well, you won't recall, but back in the 20s, if you look at some pictures, the Yankees had an away gray jersey. It said Yankees in block letters across the front, not New York, just Yankees,
which is cool.
So I would be cool if they did that, put the NY on their sleeve,
or like the one with the bat
and did. Logo. I don't mind that one either, but then do something like navy, like you have. And then do like a lighter pinstripe. I think a pinstripe would look cool. I really do. Not a white, just a very light, faint.
I can see that.
Back. But if they start going, you got me on the subway train bursting out of the uniform. Yeah, that's exactly what they would do.
I don't want it to stray beyond what it's currently at, and that's my concern. Say 8 years from now, then we have the City Connect, and part of the lore of the Yankees, besides winning, is the fact that part of it is we can pull things off because we win. We're tradition-based organization. We've been here since 18 or 20?
1903.
03? That's when the teams were. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
apparently I got to brush up on my history.
When they were the Highlanders.
Yeah.
When they were the Highlanders.
So I just like the tradition-based organization rather than being like the Diamondbacks or something.
Do you see their names ever appearing on away jerseys or on this alternate jersey?
You know, it's at this point, if the players want it, it seems like they're going to get it. And this, I'll say this to you. I'll leave it this in the Mitch. I want to hear your take on it. I don't like how this current team. What has this current team done in the past 5 years? Can anyone tell me what the resume is?
Yeah, they brought the beard thing
beards,
back,
and that's about all they have, right?
And they really have not won.
Exactly. So why do they deserve this player uprising in the clubhouse to where they go, probably Judge and others and Stanton,
win a game, win a championship, and now and then
it's such an old school, old head take in my opinion to say it, but I agree with it.
I agree with it
because
too.
I'm sorry, what do these players? If I'm sitting there and I'm Hal and I've got like a Judge as the voice of the players come to me one on one and going, "Hey, this is the vibe of the clubhouse. We want to alternate."
Jake, I guarantee you.
You don't deserve it.
I guarantee you, George is freaking rolling in his grave right now.
This is the first time in history we've had an alternate.
If he was to accept any of these requests, beards, jerseys, what have you, he would say, "Win me a championship."
Yeah. And
hands down.
Doesn't deserve
hands
it.
down.
Why do they have so much pull?
they have a lot of pull because it's Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
And he's the face of baseball. He really is. He's one of the faces.
I just don't like how we changed. I'm not mad at the beard policy. I'm fine. I like it actually. But Devin Williams is the reason why we changed it. A guy that we ended up not re-signing, and now we're changing our uniform, something that's never been done since I used to say the 70s when we adjusted.
Well, again, to match your vibe, like I'm not opposed to it. Like, you know, as long as it's clean,
yeah.
Go for it. You know, you're not looking, again, like Brandon Marsh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
what do you think of the jersey, since me and Rob kind of said it?
Yeah, as long as there's no last names on the back.
Yeah. So just
see, that to me, that's more traditional than anything else.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to see the names. In fact, when they do the crowd shots and before a game, and you got people walking into the gates and walking through the mezzanines, and you see these guys with Ruth, Gehrig, you know, whatever, and it says on the back, Jeter, it says Judge. I will not buy.
Yeah.
But I have several Yankee jerseys. I will not buy a Yankee jersey that has a name on the back because that's not really how it looks. Look,
the whole point.
The whole point of no name is they know who the Yankees are.
Yeah,
correct. And also because back in the day when you were 200 years old, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 was literally the lineup.
Yep.
So with
3
or 3, he batted 3, and then Gehrig.
This can't count. I can't read.
Yeah, I can't read. I can't count.
No, I can't read.
So I'm going to segment.
But seriously, like that's how it was back in the day, and they kept that tradition going on.
Real quick, Red Sox fans up in arms because their owner was selling Yankee merch
I did see
in the
that.
Boston clubhouse, in the Boston club store. Bad thing, good thing? Can you go to a Yankee store in Yankee Stadium and buy visiting merch?
If I'm an owner, I can be stubborn enough because I'm a billionaire where I don't have to sell away teams merch in my stadium. You don't have to really do that to rely on the revenue. I think it's kind of comical. But if we're being honest here, all the teams do it.
I think so
Yankees
too.
do it. All the teams do it because you got away teams coming in the stadium. They're gonna go, hey, I want to buy some gear. Oh, I like this. This is a sweet shirt. I'm gonna get this, even though I'm at Fenway.
Yeah.
They all do it. But yeah. So anyway, we've been here long enough, guys. We've chatted it up. Like we touched on earlier, we got a couple more series to go until we get back together. And we're gonna find out whether this rotation can continue the dominance and hold off that bullpen, so that way we don't get another lull or slow stretch of blowing games. So anyway, guys, we appreciate you listening and joining us along for the journey and ride with Horizontal Pinstripes. Don't forget to like and subscribe and just join us. We're here every week.
We need comments too.
Yeah, spice it up.
Tell us we suck.
Yeah, let us know if we suck. What do you want to hear? Topics? Let us know. That's what they're there for. Whether I don't know what year the Yankees were created, so I need to read a book, or Mitch can't count and thought Babe Ruth was number 4.
Hey.
Let us know whether we're good, we stink. I don't care. Just give us something to work with. Anyway, guys, we appreciate you listening and joining us, and we'll see you next week. Horizontal Pinstripes out.
We're here for fun. Take us out, Mama.
Let's go, Yankees.